Thank you everyone for joining us here today for the live demonstration of our bundles feature, which we are all super excited about. My name is Dorna Moini. I'm the CEO of Gavel. I'm an attorney myself, and our team at Gavel is comprised of mostly lawyers, legal technologists, legal professionals and technologists who really wake up every single day dedicated to advance the way that you all practice law and the way that you serve and reach your clients. So I'm especially excited to talk about bundles. In the week or so that this has been live, we have gotten so many messages from all of you telling us what you're building. And those of you who have been with Gavel for a while have seen how fast we're developing new features. And this is one of those really widely requested and widely desired features that is already having a huge impact on the way that many of you all, attorneys, legal professionals, and otherwise on our platform are delivering legal services. So with that, let's dive in. But before we do that, I just want to note that you can put any questions into the Q&A. Feel free to drop comments into the chat, and I'll be taking those at the end of the session. All right. So in the next 10 years, it's been estimated that about 90% of legal services are going to be delivered online. Gavel's bundles will make you really the cornerstone of this transformation. So what's important about that stat that I just listed is that it really reflects the future of the legal industry, both in what it exists as today and what it's going to be tomorrow. So many of you are on this call because you are 100% ready to monetize your legal services in new ways. You found Gavel because it was the only product that would allow you to accomplish this. Others of you may not be ready to monetize yet, but you're delivering efficient, quality legal services to your clients, and you want them to have a really extraordinary user experience that involves a digital experience that's clean and seamless. So, and even if you're not monetizing, that's what keeps your clients coming back. It's key to your reputation. And importantly, it makes your life easier. So bundles is for both of those two different groups. Bundles allows you to combine your workflows into packages. Even if you won't charge for them on Gavel, you can still guide them through your process. And I'll show you an example of this in the family law space in a moment. I'm going to do a live demonstration of the feature. And what's most exciting to many of you are these revenue generation possibilities. So you're seeing an opportunity not just to make your practice more efficient, that's clearly critical and very important, but to generate more revenue through a profitable, tech-enabled legal service. And for that, we enable you to provide everything from hybrid models, where you still have control over the entire client interaction, to a DIY model where you really allow the client to pay for certain bundles without necessarily having your involvement in that process. So with our, for payments, you can continue to use our traditional paywalls, which we've also upgraded in bundles to Stripe Connect. And what Stripe Connect is going to do is it's going to give you a ton more power and analytics on your payments. So while you can continue to use the traditional paywall, our team did a lot of research on the payment tools that existed, and we landed on Stripe Connect after much deliberation and consulting with many of you guys on what was important to you. And the things that we think it's really going to provide you, in addition to all the bundles features, is functionality, more payment types. In the future, we'll have subscription and pay-per-use, which are in our roadmap. Right now, this first version of bundles has flat rate payments. Second is data, so better payment and tracking, better payment and data, better data on all your payments. And then finally is your client. So your client experience and the perception of what this paywall looks like aligns with a lot of the payment tools that your clients are used to out in the field in other industries as well. So with that, let's go ahead and see a demo. We will dive in here. So as you guys can see, this is your typical interface where you log into Gavel, and you've always been logging into Gavel. And now you have a new button here, a new tab called Bundles. And what Bundles is going to allow you to do is create bundles that combine the workflows that you have inside of your workflow tab. So what I'm going to do in this session is I'm going to create a new bundle. As you can see, I already have 2 bundles inside of my account, one for a business formation bundle, one that's an estate planning bundle. And I'm going to create a new bundle, and I'm going to call it my family law, or I'm actually going to call it my uncontested divorce bundle. Let's go through these. So you have your name of the bundle. So this is going to be something that you're going to identify it as, and your clients are going to see it on their end, inside of their interface when they log into their portal and the logins that they're logging into. And then you're going to add in your description, which is also going to be displayed to the users of your bundle, whether you're providing access to them inside of the platform. I'll go through some of the access methods in a second, but you might be providing them access through the portal. You might be embedding these cards directly onto your website. So whatever way you're giving this to them, this description is going to show on that page, and they'll be able to purchase the bundle or go through the bundle. So here I'll go through these steps to finalize your divorce, and we'll give it something short like that. Then we'll go to the next step. And what we need to do now is we are going to add all the different workflows that we have for our bundle. So in this case, I'm going to start all of my uncontested divorce folks with an intake form. And that's going to just have them add all the information that they need inside of their matter. The next thing I'm going to do is have some of their financial disclosures show up. And then I'm going to, so these are all separate workflows that I have inside of my account that they're going to go through sequentially. So first they'll take their intake form, then they'll type in some of their financial disclosures, then they'll add in some of their spousal maintenance and child support information. And then maybe I also want something for their complaint, if it's the person who is generating, and maybe I'll put that up front. So as you can see, you can use these little 6 dots as you can within our workflows to move these workflows up and down and put them in the order you want. And then you can also decide whether you want to force the order on the user, or whether the order is going to just be allowing them to take any workflow at any pace that they want. Where that becomes important, so for this uncontested divorce workflow, I'm going to force the bundle to have this order of workflows. But you may also have bundles for example, my startup bundle might have a bunch of different documents and workflows that a startup founder might be using in the course of their business. And so that might not be something I'll force the order on, because I might want people to be able to do an offer letter one day, some kind of board consent another day, go back and do another offer letter. So it really depends on the area of law that you're practicing and what you want that sequence to look like. Next, you may want to add pricing into these bundles. So you can either choose for it to be free, which is useful for those of you who are putting these inside of people's portals and guiding them through sequences of events without monetizing through the platform. But what we really love is being able to add these payment steps. So right now we have flat rate payments. We'll have more payments coming in the future as well. But the flat rate payment allows you to put a payment paywall within any of those different portions of the sequence. So I might add another payment step, and maybe I want my users to be able to take the intake form for free. And at the end of the complaint, before the documents are generated, as you can see, I can choose before beginning the workflow or before the documents are generated. In the complaint interview, I want to charge them $500. So I can add that payment step, and I can even add multiple payment steps within those workflows to have them at different parts of the sequence. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finalize this bundle. And as you can see, if I back to it, I can also move, I can see what everything looks like, move things around, make edits. But the next step, now that I finalize this bundle, is I want to assign it, or I want to give some sort of access to my users on how they can use this. So one way that you can do that is by generating code for embedding a bundled card directly into your website. So I know many of you on this call already have a website where maybe you have a splash page or a blog or tons of other information about the product that you're providing to your users. So you can use these and it'll put a really clean card inside of that website. The other way that you can do this is that you can assign this bundle to a user. So there are a few different ways that you can assign. You can assign these automatically to all of your users. So anyone who creates a login on your subdomain will have access to this bundle. That's one option that you can see up here. The second option is to give it to specific domains. This is particularly useful if you are providing the bundle to everyone within your team. So maybe all of your attorneys and paralegals and staff should have access to a particular bundle, and you want to give that, you want to allow them to flow through it. You can add your domain here. And then finally, the one that I'm going to show you a little example of is you can assign it to specific users. So I'm going to assign this to my personal Gmail address, and I'll show you what it looks like as the end user. So I'm going to assign this to myself. I'll add that user. And what happens is that email, dorna.moini, is going to receive an email that they have a new bundle inside of their portal, and they can log in and view that bundle. So they can either go into their email, or when they log in the next time, I will share another page where I'm also logged into my regular account. Here we go. As you can see, now I have logged in. So I've left the builder interface, which is what I was on before. And I've now logged into my personal email, which is actually my my user account. So user type as far as the users go. And what I can see now is I was previously assigned an estate planning bundle. So that appears here. But I also see this new uncontested divorce bundle. And I see, okay, I can go through these steps to finalize my divorce. I can go ahead and start that session, and it'll take me through the workflow and prompt me for payment through as it would normally. And then I'll be able to sequentially go through those items. One thing that's really important to note here is the data persistence. So if the user is a user type, so as you know, we have multiple types of users, and in terms of end users, you could have an organizational user, or who can access multiple different types of client data, multiple sessions of client data that may be different. We also have user types, which are usually an individual who might have the same information sequentially throughout every workflow that they fill out. So in the divorce context, you're usually going to be, as an end user, a user, which means that if I say my name is Dorna in one of my workflows, the next one is also going to have that information populated in all of the workflows throughout the life cycle. So that is the brief overview of what the bundles feature looks like. The next thing I want to show you is I just want to show you an example of this in the wild. So we have a customer who has already had a page on their website with several different estate planning tools. And what they've done is they've actually already gotten, in the short time that we've had bundles up, they've already gotten all their bundles up on their website. And so I'll just show you, they have, this is their front end website, but once you click buy now, it kind of goes over to their bundles page. And now you can see, you can go through this bundle. You can see what workflows are included in that bundle. It tells you that the payment is required, and they're able to pay and go through that process. So this is really hopefully a really great example of how you guys can do it. And now that bundles are in the wild, we are also available. As you guys know, we have great customer support. Our team is really well versed in the legal field, in law firm efficiency, in using software, and in the practice of law. So you can book a call with us anytime. I'll just throw up a slide on that as well so that you guys have all that information as well. And you guys can book a time anytime with us to chat. So with that, are there any questions that I can answer while we're on, or anything else that anyone wants me to show? Let me just look. I see there's some Q&A. Can we get a link to that example company? Yes, I will provide that inside of the Q&A. Actually, I'll just drop it in the chat so everyone has access to it. And then I see Shauna is asking, if I want to give bundles away for promotional purposes, can I use the assign bundle? So I'm wondering if you're saying, when you're saying promotional purposes, do you mean you have, I'm assuming, and let me know if you can clarify in the comments or questions if this isn't what you mean, but you can provide free bundles. And so what you can do is you can provide part of your workflow for free or the entire bundle for free. So maybe you have 2 of your workflows within the bundle for free, and then the rest of them are paid. That's always optional as well. So that's definitely something you can do. But let me know if you were asking for something different. Jeffrey Hoffer is asking, does Gavel integrate with California Judicial Council forms? So we don't actually have the Judicial Council forms built out for you. However, you can build any Judicial Council form, and many of you guys are within the Gavel platform. So we have a PDF automation that you can set up for any California Judicial Council form, for any court form, for any IRS form. One of the things you may want to do if you're looking for California Judicial Council forms is, I know there are several folks in our Slack group, in our Slack channel, who have some of these already up and running, and they've been sharing their workflows with each other. So for example, I know divorce is a really common area, anything family law is a really common area. And so if you want to just kind of put a note inside of our Slack, we definitely have folks who may be willing to share or sell or exchange workflows with each other that have those California Judicial Council's forms built out. Another thing to look at is if you go to, and I'll put this in the chat as well, we have have our marketplace, which is still being built out and things are being added to it all the time. But if you go to gavel.io/marketplace, we have several other attorneys who have built out workflows in many different areas, who some of them are providing those workflows to other builders. So you can buy those workflows from them, or some of them, there's several free workflows as well that you can buy there, that you can obtain there. And you can always message our customer success team. I'll put that in the chat at help@gavel.io, and they can transfer any of those workflows if they are available for use by anyone. I see Brittany also has a question here saying, I love this. Would you say that this feature is pretty complete as it is now, or are you and the team planning to add anything else to the feature in the future? So there are definitely more additions coming to bundles. We are no more big ones that are planned for between now and the end of this year. However, we have more payment types that are coming in the future. So one of the things right now, we have flat fee payments inside of the platform. Many of you are using subscription payments and pay-per-use payments. Those will be coming in the future, and they are planned and in progress with designs as well. So that's something that's coming in the future. If you do have anything that you want to be added, we are very open to customer feedback, and we have a page that I'm going to just drop all these links into the chat. If you go to wishlist.gavel.io, you can see our customer wish list. So there are many customers who have put in things that they want, and you can upvote other items that other people have desired, or you can add your own. And we really look at those. You'll see that several of the features that we've added in the past few months come from the top requests that we had directly inside of our wish list. So please do go there, leave comments, add, upvote the ones that you want, because we will take those. Let's see, any more questions coming through? Oh, and I see, oh, there's one person, anonymous has asked, once you assign a bundle to a specific email address, can that be revoked? Yes, that can. So when you go to the assign bundle, if any of you guys already have your accounts up, when you go to your assign this bundle, you can actually click the trash button right next to the username that you've added, and that will revoke access to that bundle. Oh, more questions are coming in. Sorry, I wasn't scrolling down. There we go. Scott Linden asked, how do we view bundles for internal use? Non-lawyers here, we use Gavel for report generation, et cetera. If we can use this internally and have a bundle for a project, that would be cool. Say, have a bundle that includes our proposal generation, condition assessment, construction documents, completion inspection, all linked together. That would be pretty handy. So yes, that is a perfect use case for bundles. Just kind of noting again the fact that revenue generation is very, one of the reasons we built this, but there are lots of internal use cases that you can use this for as well, or just process oriented use cases. So what you would do is, Scott, I would recommend in that case, probably having a bundle that you assign. Actually, let me just share my screen because this might be easier for me to show you. I would recommend having a bundle that you assign to a specific domain, and you can have everyone who is on your domain and has, your company name.com as their domain have access to that bundle. And then what that means is when they log in, they're going to see that directly and they can continue to go through those. And you might want to decide whether you have your users set up as organizational users or whether you have them set up as regular users, because an organizational user is going to be able to take that workflow and that bundle multiple times for different sets of data, whereas a user will have that data persisted through those different workflows. Next question here is, if you want to make bundles available for internal staff members to use, what user level should they have to be able to reuse the forms over and over for different clients? That's the question we just answered. We're thinking like Shauna asked, when I run through the bundles, I have to click on a start button 3 to 5 times. Is there a way to shorten this process? That's something we can take a look at. So actually we'll take a look at that right after our call here. That might be something we need to look at on our end. It looks like the chat is disabled, so you guys can type things in the Q&A and I'll figure that out why the chat is disabled. But let's see. You can also, Brittany is asking, you can also assign a bundle to all current and future users, right? That's correct. So what you see here on the page is this page right here, this button right here, you're able to assign that bundle to all current and future users, which means anyone who previously had a login on your domain or in the future will have one, will see it automatically on that page. Is it possible to add a promo code field to the Stripe payment module to offer a discount? This is something that this is actually another one of those features that we have planned for the future. It's not possible yet, but that is something that we will be providing in the future. Wonderful. Well, I'll just keep this open. I know we have a few more minutes to this call, so I will keep this open for a little bit longer. Well, if anyone has any further questions. Otherwise, as you guys know, we have a great customer support team. You can always book a call with us, email us at help@gavel.io, or contact us by phone as well. And we are always here to answer any questions.